Happy draft night, draft drafters. It's Dan. It's JP.
It's the next day.
It is the next
We're on
day.
day two.
It is 12:24 in the morning.
Yeah, buddy.
And we have just gotten through round one of the NFL draft, and we posted a bunch of stuff on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And there has been some things have happened. Okay,
A lot of things happen.
we got the first two picks locked
for
in,
you, sir.
and chiz. We've had some beverages as well while we've been going through this, but we had the first two picks locked in. Heads up to anybody who thought Arvell Reese was going to the Jets. David Bailey
Didn't have
the right pick for them. So we're going to talk about tonight, this morning, is we're going to do a quick recap, I guess, of the picks as we're going through them and what we thought about who got value, who maybe reached, who we hope they have a plan for, guys we don't necessarily agree with. But then also we're going to look at day two later on Friday. Again, like I said, it's technically Friday now. So at 7 p.m., round two starts off with the San Francisco 49ers. So we'll get to that at the back end of it. Mm-hmm. But let's get our mittens on our kittens, so to speak, and get rolling here. So, Fernando Mendoza, any comment on pick one?
Same thing we've said the whole season.
Exactly.
Chalk it up. We knew it.
Piece of cake. Now, this is where it gets fun. The Jets had David Bailey at 2. Because, again, some people had Arvell Reese there.
Knew it.
Right. We talked about that several times. It seems like a good fit for them. No worries there. Where it got real interesting was at 3 because
Honestly, I thought that was a smokescreen. I didn't.
Didn't it feel? Did it feel to you like the Cardinals were like trying to get someone to trade up for him, and then they're like, you know what, screw it, we're taking him.
Yeah, that's what it. I don't know, because like it felt so weird. Like I know that he's a good enough player to where
Right.
somebody within the organization would have been being like, hey, this is the guy we got to take.
Right.
But I think it was the timing of when it all came out where it just felt like, okay, hadn't heard this yet. We're into silly season, so this is like
Right.
everybody knew or believed
Yeah.
that they wanted to trade out of that spot.
Sure.
And
And they would
everybody
have.
knew one of the two edge rushers was going to be there.
Right.
I assumed they weren't getting any calls, and they're like, shit, we got to do something different. We want Love.
Right.
Just to see if all of a sudden now you're going to get some calls. And,
Right.
Well, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. We'll
Yeah.
never know.
We
But
might
they took
find out at
Love.
some point.
They took Love.
Sure.
I did not. I
This is
will tell you, I thought it was Reese 100%.
Sure.
Whether
Yeah.
it was the Cardinals or not,
Right.
I thought it was Reese.
right, and
Wrong.
this now becomes the most crowded running back room in the league.
Not anymore, really.
Well, I mean, in the sense that they have Algier, they have Connor, they have my boy from Florida State,
Benson,
and they've got Bam Knight. They have 5 running backs.
Bam
now.
might not even make the roster.
That's my
now.
point. A couple of these
Benson
guys are
hasn't
not
done
making
a
the roster.
ton, so it is what it is.
No, he was hurt last year when he got his moment for like a game and a half and then got hurt. So yeah, but that's my point. They have 5 running backs now. At least 2 of them are going to make the roster, most likely, and you're going to have teams are going to have opportunities. That's my point. It got even more interesting at 4.
4 blew my doors off in a way. There was a point in time where I sat here and said the Titans should take a wide receiver to
Well,
don't you go dying on me, laptop. To support Cam Ward.
right.
But I was like, they can't do that at 4. Well, they can.
and real
they
quick-
can, apparently.
Yeah, just to remind everybody, before Carnell Tate, you had Ao Manor, Calvin Ridley, whatever he had left, and Wan'Dale Robinson as your starting wide receivers. Obviously, Tate's going to bump one of them off the starting line, but they needed a wide receiver. There's no doubt about that.
No, they did. They did. It was
But-
a bold move, but I understand it. I totally understand it. It's not what I would have done.
Sure.
But you got my number 1 wide receiver in the draft. You took your quarterback number 1 overall last year.
Right.
Doesn't have a ton to work with, so I get it, man.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
not what I would have done. Because
Sure.
let's think about this. Where did they pick today? Hold on, I got this up.
Again, they picked it 4,
When
and
I
then
say
they jumped
today,
back
because
in
a
at 31.
reminder, it's
Right.
past midnight, y'all.
Oh, you're talking about what they had. Yeah, second.
Oh wow, they don't.
This-
How did I not know this?
They traded. Well, what they did was they traded 35 to get back up to 31, and they've got a 66. I think they may have traded away in the process. I think they may have swapped 66 for 69 for the trade with Houston.
I was gonna say, so you could still hear me out. Hear me out. Now, I'm not gonna do this with every pick, so we don't go for a
Right, it'd be
4-hour
forever,
post midnight show. But hear me out. You took Carnell Tate and then took what?
We'll
spoiler
get to
alert.
31 later. But
The worst pick in the whole first round of me.
we'll get to that later.
But let's flip the script. Like, you could have taken Reese, Styles, Downs.
Sure.
Any of those guys where you took Tate, and then you could have turned around and still done the exact same trade. And at 31, instead, you could have taken Denzel Boston, Skylar Bell. I'm higher on him. Sorry,
Sure,
nobody
right.
else is. Jeremy Bernard. So Boston, he's the highest guy on my board even.
Mm-hmm.
So Styles and Boston or Tate and Falk, not even a debate.
No, they're really
Sorry,
isn't.
Tennessee. All right, moving on.
Well, and that's what makes things interesting when you're trying to figure out,
But hindsight is a real
of
son of
course.
a gun, though, too.
especially when it comes to trying to figure out who is going to be there when you're trying to game out the rest of, another 257 picks, right? But when you're trying to figure out even second and third round picks, right? And so that's part of the fun that we're going to have as we go through all of
Do you think,
these spots.
just real quick, I think we should do this with all the picks just really
Sure.
fast. Raiders, happy? Yes.
Yep. Jets, happy.
Yes.
Cardinals?
Yes.
Happy, but also
excited.
questioning.
They're excited.
They're excited, yeah. Titans are probably
I don't-
excited with Tate,
I don't think so.
But
Because they're sitting here thinking the
'Cause
same
what
thing
they
I just
gave
did.
up.
You could have had Reese in Boston or Bernard or somebody instead
Mm-hmm.
of Tate and Falk. I don't know anyone, every show that we listen to that's not us, every fan base doesn't like Falk. We're not the only ones.
he is the kind of guy that, and again, if there's a place to go for a guy like Falk, it's a place where he has a couple years before anyone's going to knock him for what his production's going
Sorry,
to be.
Tennessee. We're spending a lot of time
But-
bashing you.
Well, and again, when you look at Tennessee's lineup, right?
I don't like it, man.
Well, because right now, if you go to our lads, which you don't have to, but
I'm
gonna tell
okay
you.
with Tate. I hate the rest.
Well, our lads has
only one
Falk
other
as a backup right now behind Jermaine Johnson and Femi, which
If
not
you're a backup behind Femi, oh
Exactly.
my goodness.
That's my point.
The whole edge rusher type for Tennessee I don't like.
right, and but you look at the edge rusher type, right? Jermaine Johnson is 6'5", 254.
He's the best one by far.
Right, he's 6'5", 254, which is
And they
about
didn't
where
draft him.
you'd
They
expect.
traded for him.
Right. 6'3", 259 for Femi, and now you've got 6'6", 270 or something.
Yeah, we got to move on. Too much time with Tennessee. Giants, Reese, what in the actual is
Yeah?
happening?
Tell me what you really think.
Have you ever seen a better edge rusher room in NFL history?
It's insane. My only thought is
Are they
got,
fielding?
I feel like they're
are
gonna,
they fielding calls?
maybe.
Obviously, hold on. It's obvious that they're going to be fielding calls for Tibbs.
Sure. Yeah.
But like,
But also
no way Spider-Man's on the trade block. And Spider-Man is Burns. I don't know
No.
if you see his little celebration doing the
Right,
spider
yeah.
web thing.
So
But
here's
he's
what I'm
an
thinking.
absolute beast. One
Right.
of the top, 5 or 6 edge
yeah.
rushers in the entire NFL.
I have to think this is a move for the Giants with Reese at linebacker for at least next year.
I don't know, dude.
And then it's like the reverse
I
of
don't
what
know
the
what they're
Lions
gonna
did
do.
with Jack
I'm
Campbell.
excited to. I hate Giants. I hate you. I'm not a fan of your team.
Mm-hmm.
That's good though for you because rivalries are awesome.
Right?
But I'm so excited to watch Giants football to see how this defense looks. So excited. Obviously, I was excited last year with Dart and Scadaboo and Neighbors. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Am I
again-
becoming a Giants fan?
Well, I have so again, if you look at our lads right now has Burns, Reese, Edmonds, Carter as their 4-3-4 linebackers.
No, our lads is going to switch it tomorrow, and they're going to run a 6-3-2.
2, right? Yeah,
I don't know.
I know, but that's my point. Is like I
I'd probably
have to
flip that
imagine
6-1-4.
Yeah, but that's my point.
That'd
I have
actually
to
be
imagine
interesting.
It would be
6-1-4?
interesting. It would be very interesting. Yeah.
That's not far fetched.
Well, yeah. I mean, no, not quite.
So just a mic in the middle with
And
4
just-
DBs, and then
And
just
just a whole bunch of
unload, dude.
right. Just go NASCAR in front.
6-1-4.
and go nuts. Yeah, right. I mean, look, Harbaugh is probably up for some games at this point in his career, right? But again, I do think that they picked Reese with the intent of making him a linebacker first, and then they'll figure out their edge rusher.
Like-
that's the only way I can make sense
I know
of
the
this.
grades episodes later, but it's
Right.
like based on value, this is in the A range. But like also, it's like if you factor in the need, like, is it?
Well, again, if you look at Arvell Reese as the pick at 5 versus who went at 7, and we're skipping, we'll get back to the Cleveland Browns here in a second, but Sonny Styles going 7 to Washington versus Arvell Reese at 5 at New York, I'd rather have Styles. We've talked about this multiple times. I'm going to remind everybody again.
He's the number one player on my board.
You and I both have Styles ahead of Reese, and Styles would just plop right into your linebacker room, and then you could rush the passer a bit. Reese, it feels like you're going to put him in linebacker for a while you figure yourself out, and then maybe you slide him into edge. It's an interesting move for them to make when there's a guy that we both think is more talented that was still on the board. 6. It was Cleveland.
Yawning. Midnight.
Right. I mean, look, it's 12:35.
I know. It was Cleveland.
It was. And
They
then
finally found a trade partner.
And
They actually did
there
it.
you go.
I told you I hated the 6th spot.
Sure.
Because I just did make sense, and they had to get out. I just couldn't find one. They did, though.
Good for them because they found Kansas City, who I knew somebody was going to be spooked with the corners, right? I just didn't think it was going to be Kansas City because I feel like Kansas City at 9 was still in a good spot to get one. But, spoiler alert.
I think they could have got the same corner at 9.
I think they could have as well. They must have heard something about because we had at least I have had the Saints taking Delane once or twice. So it's the only thing I can come up with is maybe they thought the Saints were going to take Delane, and so they wanted to get in front of him. And again, moving up 3 picks isn't crazy, right? As far as how much draft capital you usually have to give up. No, it wasn't
too bad.
To go up a few picks, and they did. They gave up a 3rd and a 5th to go up 3 spots. And if you really like the guy you're going for, that's not crazy. It's still not great, especially again when we thought he could still be there potentially at 9 anyways. But they go and get Mansur Delane. What was that?
Sorry, I'm just getting excited.
Sure. But they go up and get Mansur Delane, who, spoiler alert, we say it a bunch, is clearly the CB1 because it was a while before another cornerback went.
Oh, he was hands down CB1.
But that's my point. Jermod McCoy didn't go in the first round, for anybody who wasn't paying attention.
Yep.
And we talked about him going, I had him going at 9, right?
I say
enthusiastic.
yesterday, which is crazy because it feels like today.
Right.
Thanks, we haven't gone to bed.
Thursday.
Yep. That he's going to tumble, my friend.
He had a Will Johnson style tumble out of the first round.
Yep.
And he actually worked out a bit.
Washington, picking up pace a little bit.
Dude,
Washington killed it, bro.
So good.
Got the number 1 player at 7.
Sonny Styles
Absolutely
is such a good
love it.
fit.
Slam freaking dunk.
Well,
perfect
Rivera's
fit.
got to love him.
Yeah.
Just do whatever you want with him. And again,
perfect fit. Position of need, everything.
Right. And when you're talking about that Washington team as well, when you look at their depth chart and what they had going on there, with Leo Chenal there, Sonny Styles can jump right in, but also not feel like he has to run the defense right away. But by the end of the year...
Probably will.
But that's what I'm saying. By the end of the season, if he isn't there day 1, he will be running it by the end of the season.
Yeah, I think he'll be there.
So good for them.
Saints, this is so much fun.
Oh, man, we've been joking about this for months.
I didn't think it would actually happen.
But it did!
This
is so good!
Happened.
And, dude, I posted...
Saints fans, I'm super duper sorry, but you have the most injury-prone wide receiver room I've ever seen, man.
But they could be so good if the guys stay healthy.
Don't disagree. Dude, super worried about that. Talent-wise, Tyson's the best one in this draft.
Sure.
I've said that a lot.
Several times.
I have to go. What year did Olave get drafted?
Olave came in 22.
Okay, so we didn't have our board then, but here, I'll give you a perspective.
That was like our first shows.
I
right
had
before the draft.
Olave. No, that was 23.
Was it 23?
I got all my boards since we started this. But I had Olave above Garrett Wilson.
Sure.
Well, I still stand by it.
Yeah. If Olave stayed healthy his whole career,
still stand by
he'd be nuts, but he hasn't stayed healthy.
But so just 2 awesome wide receivers who
can't stay healthy
are cursed with health.
I mean,
all right, who do we got
Bub
next?
Means is ready to roll.
Cleveland, dude, best O-lineman in the draft. I thought for sure this would be Proctor.
And a pick.
I thought it would have been Proctor maybe at 6.
Right.
But if they found a way to move back, I would have bet my bank account it was going to be Proctor.
I say a pick.
But they got the best O-lineman in the draft.
They got Fano, who you're going to slide in at right tackle.
Yeah.
Game on. Put Howard at guard and call it good because he played guard for Houston.
I don't know.
Year.
It might just be Howard and Jones.
Jones might. Point is, Fano can go anywhere on your line.
Yeah.
And he's going
to be right tackle.
You got Fano and a 3rd and a 5th.
Win.
Big dub for Cleveland, of all places. Big dub for them. All right, so the Giants had 10, which they got from the Bengals for our boy Lawrence. And then they're not filling up that hole because, let's be honest, there's no D lineman who's going to be taking a 10. They take Maui Noah, who helps them. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about that.
Didn't see that one coming.
I'm not. It's one of those things where I thought there was other talent that would have helped them.
I'm stoked.
More.
That's gonna help Jackson Dart stay upright.
Well, at the very least, he's going to come in and play guard for you.
Yep.
And then I think
which might be the best case scenario.
Well, because Elo Manor, I feel like only has keep yawning. It's all
what
good.
The hell?
We're after midnight. It's fine. I'm way more alert after midnight than you are. It's fine. But when you look at their what they paid for the guys that they have on this team, I mean, Elo Manor he's got a contract, right? So he's got 2 years, 3 years, $39 million. They can walk away from that if they want to.
But let me say something.
Mm-hmm.
I was uber convinced the two players the Giants wanted were Downs and Tyson.
Sure.
They walked out with none of that.
No, right? And they could have walked out
Reese
with both,
and
hypothetically. Yeah. And they didn't. Because Tyson went 8. They could have had him at 5.
They could have taken Tyson Downs.
Downs went 11. They could have had him at 10. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, again, who's to know if the board would have fallen that way, if they would have gone
Agreed.
whatever. But still, opportunity was there. They passed on it. You know who didn't pass on an opportunity? The Cowboys, who
moved up and took Caleb Downs.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you a question. That might be loud. I yelled that into the mic.
It's fine.
The fact that Caleb Downs made it to 11 and the Giants, who seemed like pretty open about the fact that they were high on him, do you think something popped up with the knees?
I don't know. I really don't.
Or whatever it was.
And I don't know because again, remember, we talked about guys and fits and et cetera. Kyle Hamilton, who you love and wanted to be a Lion, was in Baltimore. So John Harbaugh has seen a smart, solid player. Admittedly, Downs is not the physical.
Safeties,
well, that's my point. Downs is not quite the physical equivalent of Hamilton, but mentally, probably even, I don't know about Hamilton. He's probably surpasses Hamilton mentally. I don't know. But my point is, you would have thought that was a great fit. Clearly, the Giants didn't, or they thought Maui Noah was more valuable for them.
The only thing I can say that was correct is all the buzz was one was going to be offense and one was going to be defense. Maybe it was the fact that they didn't think Reese would be there, and that derailed everything. Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Well, Caleb Downs.
I am salty that they didn't get a wide receiver, though, because I really want to get a wide receiver to go with Neighbors for my dynasty.
Well, and again, that's where you're looking at maybe the second day.
Dolphins, though.
Well, to finish off, first off, Downs, plug and play day one starter wherever the Cowboys want to put him.
Yeah.
Game on. And Miami, for their trouble, moved back a spot.
I forgot. What's whatever. I was going to say fans happy. I forget where we left off. We left off at 4. Let's just rewind real quick. Giants, Reese, happy? Maybe?
Yes, because they're probably talking to themselves.
Yes, but they're going, what in the hell? What's our direction?
Right, what's the plan?
Yeah.
We'll know more tomorrow, maybe.
Delane, KC.
Well, they better be happy they traded up for him.
Yeah.
I think the fans are a little nervous, but
I think they're like, I'm good with it, but they're like, damn.
But also, you gave up stuff to get him.
Styles, Washington, stoked. Mm-hmm. Stoked.
100%.
Tyson, I think they're happy.
Nervously happy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cleveland bet should be really stoked. Should be stoked.
They are
best 11
super happy at this point.
Giants, Maui Noah.
Happy?
I think they're happy.
Question mark?
I don't think Giants Nation is cool with Illuminar.
They shored up. No one should be cool with Illuminar besides Illuminar.
Cowboys are stoked.
Cowboys are stoked. Dolphins are at least pleasant.
Okay,
now again, the Dolphins got 2/5 to go back a pick. Who they weren't going to take a safety anyways there necessarily because we talked about trenches where they need to build and they went trenches.
You know why I like this pick? Actually, a lot. Even though I did potential bust on Proctor. Because this is a team that's completely starting over, and they took a massive unicorn tackle who's only 20.
Mm-hmm. Why not? Have some fun with them next year, because most of your season next year, by the way, Dolphins fans, most of your year next year is not going to be fun.
Nope.
So let's let Caden Proctor have some fun.
You'll sure be excited when you maybe have a decent offensive line and then put a quarterback behind it and a stacked QB class next year because you're going to be terrible.
Now we get to 13. And I've got to remind everybody, we put this on the Twitter X thing. We started posting in there.
I knew it.
Dang it, JP.
I knew it.
Stop being good at this.
Well, it's not like I got a ton of nobody gets a ton of them right. But this is one of the ones where I started this being logical about it, man. And
That rumbling and the
why
tumbling.
would they go if they only had the two needs, cornerback, quarterback? Why
Sure.
would they double down on one of them, knowing that they basically have no needs and they're never going to pick up here again because they're going to take the damn quarterback?
There you go.
It makes sense now, doesn't it?
No, yeah, 100%.
Rams fans happy? I think so.
I think they're pleased. Looking because again, they can see that their front office has a
There isn't going to
plan.
be that drop off now.
Right. They have a plan for the future.
Because if the roster's great, and now you got the handoff of when your quarterback retires and you got one
Right.
waiting in the wings, then what? They're set up to be competitive for what, the next 10 years?
Pretty much.
Maybe.
And
Maybe
yeah.
if he works. If he works.
Right. And the word is, and again, this is exactly the right spot for Simpson because he gives
Yeah.
him time. The word is, they told Stafford today, like McVay
Mm-hmm.
supposedly told Stafford today, this is for when you leave, not, hey, get out the door. It's like,
Yeah.
when you're ready to take off, a.k.a. maybe in 2 years, buddy, then we'll bring him in. And the one thing you don't want is what Green Bay had, where you're pushing
animosity
Rodgers
in the
out.
locker- yeah.
Well, but you're pushing Rodgers out, and you're hoping that the guy that you brought in, that you have a season and a half to find out if he's good or not, is going to turn out to be good. And the Green Bay's still figuring that out after they've already paid the guy. So I think if the Rams have it their way, 2 max for Stafford, 2 more years max for Stafford, and then you can move on to Simpson.
Dude, did you hear that?
No, with this time.
You didn't hear that?
No, we're in Brad's garage.
Baltimore fans still cheering because they got Vega, dude.
I would have preferred Fano, but Vega's still great for them. That's the pick that a lot of people are mocking there forever and a day. Now, again, if you're mocking him there without Fano, sure. He's, again, the dude just steps right into one of the holes, large holes, that you had at guard on this team.
They're stoked.
Yeah, whether you want to put him left or right,
But
it's up to you.
They're not super stoked. They're stoked.
Right.
But if you go the scale for people who are the most excited,
Yeah. They're happy.
nothing compares to Trevor Sikkema.
Fair.
Tampa Bay Trey. Is he blacked out like right now? Is he just running
He might
around the
just
city
be.
in
I
his
don't even
underwear? Just
We're going to have to
What
check
is
in
he
with him.
doing?
Yeah, he's beyond excited, and I don't know why.
I don't know why either, but is it? I'm happy.
He's
going
going to love how many
I'm
pressures they
so
get.
happy for him.
Right.
I just hope that he gets 700 pass rushing snaps so he can keep
he's gonna
those
need 'em.
numbers up.
Yeah.
But
Ruben
dude,
Bain.
But Ravens fans super happy.
Which,
right?
again,
okay. Bain though.
You picked Bain to go
I
to
did.
Tampa.
I did.
Super annoyed that you keep getting this stuff right.
Hey, it happens, dude.
Neither of us would have had that pick, though.
What?
Now,
pick?
we expect Bain to
Oh,
go.
I wouldn't have picked it myself.
Like, I'm very glad for Bain's sake.
Everybody's saying that he was going in the top 5.
Top
then it was
10,
top
yeah.
10. I'm like, I'm still not there. I'm just
No,
not there.
I'm glad for his sake he went outside of the top 10.
Yeah.
Because he would have had an undue amount of pressure on him to be. He's still a first round pick, but at 15, it's still better than
He's
10.
already in the war. He's already in the war room, man.
Oh, no,
he's
he's
right
probably
there.
flying to Tampa right now.
Do you have to fly?
I mean,
guess
he's
it's a
probably drive,
long
I guess.
state. It's a long.
Well, yeah,
state.
but he's coming from Miami. It's not
Yes.
that hard. You just got to watch out for the alligators. He'll be good to go.
I'm saying, but this time of night, he could be there by now.
Very true. Yeah, and again, I think that he's obviously going to help that team. They needed edge help, and again, the
Solid
interesting-
player. I just never
Sure.
saw him as a first round player.
Well, and again, we talked about this with him.
Tampa's happy though, right? Because they
Right.
think, well, they got Trey like pumping this up.
Yeah.
You got that Twitter stuff or X stuff or
Nah,
whatever
I'm not
it
really
is.
into it too much.
I
We'll
was
see
gonna
what
say
Trey's
he's
up to.
probably just going berserk.
I don't think
on
I've
there
got
right
him
now.
on there yet, but I can tell you this: the fact that they have Yaya Diaby means that they at least don't need Bain
Don't
to
you,
be the
don't
number one
you
right
bash
away.
on my boy Yaya.
No, that's my point.
Okay, I thought you were. I was like,
Yaya,
come on, man.
Yaya gives them a little bit of something to work with, but it also, which is good for Bain, because one thing we always talked about was there's no way that Bain could walk in as a number one and feel good about himself.
All right, next one, Jets. Sadiq. You can't tell me this one didn't catch you off guard. They go tight end kind of early last year, and then boom, first round this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know why I love it?
Why you love it?
Because I had Kenny and Sadiq above every wide receiver in this class.
Alrighty then. So real quick, to run it back one pick, that's what Trevor put down for Ruben Bain.
Did he say
Right in
anything
the
or just
middle
put a
there.
picture?
Just
Oh,
put an
A plus.
A+.
He drew it on the screen.
A+ on there. Trev, we'd love to talk to you about your issues that you're
I'm
currently
so
having.
happy for him though.
Right. I admittedly, we got to watch where he's going with this. So the Jets, though, at 16, there was talks of a wide receiver.
I think Jets fans got. Oh, what did Connor do? That's funny that they were
right. Both of
back.
them back to back. I don't know, dude. I'm still getting used to.
Connor
to
should be excited. I think Bailey and Sadiq.
Right.
Like,
because again, we talked about them going,
and then they got a wide
receiver
receiver later too.
Right.
So.
Well, that's my point, though.
But
when you look at
Jets fans, happiest fans in the country right now.
They're never the happiest fans in the country.
They should be today.
The Jets
I actually
have got a lot
like
of pain.
everything they did, dude.
Well, see, that's the funny thing.
Jets
right?
are turning this thing around. You'd
still better turn it around. You've got 3 first-round picks.
But they're not going to get any interceptions. That's okay.
Sure. No, you're right, exactly. But that's my point. If you've got 3 first-round picks, you better turn it around.
What if they turn around and get McCoy?
No, geez. Well, again, good for them if they can keep everybody healthy, right? I'm not sure what the medical team is like there for the Jets.
They're happy. Now we're on to this.
Right, but that's my point, though. When you look at what the Jets are trying to do with Mason Taylor, who we liked last year, and Kenyon Sadiq, and Adonai Mitchell, and Garrett Wilson, and then we'll talk about Elmore Cooper Jr. later, they are ready for a quarterback. Sorry, Gino, it's probably not you long term, but they are very ready now.
Yeah. I almost think that a quarter next year they're like a quarterback destination. Oh, that maybe Joe Burrow. Sorry, they're a destination for a QB next year, dude.
Yeah, well, again, and for them, for a positive for the Jets fans, not that you've had many of them, is either a destination or you're going to find a way, right, to trade up and get a quarterback and trade up to a point. And we're saying trade up in the sense that the Jets might have a good season,
there
right?
Might be 5 or 6 good
yeah, we'll see. Who knows? Yeah, and again, maybe Gino has a good year. We'll see what happens. The Jets are poised for that. Real quick, before we get to the second half, what do you think of the kitten mittens?
I don't know.
The kitten mittens. This is it says just a porter. It is 6% ABV and 100% meow.
It
on the label.
I get like the roasty notes from a porter and whatnot, but it feels like it. I don't want to say thin. Like it's got the mouthfeel to it. Like there's some thickness to it for a porter, but
yeah,
I just feel like the flavor falls off after the roasty. I don't get much other than just a roasty porter.
This feels like
what is it? Just standard. A porter?
Yeah, it's just a porter.
Then boom, they nailed it.
Yeah,
it's just a porter.
So good work. This is Mirror Twin Brewing in Lexington, Kentucky. Well done for nailing a porter. Again,
for if you draw up the starting point, the base for a porter, boom, done.
All right. So in the first 16 picks of the draft, what does this feel like to you? What does the porter that just nails it feel like to you? It feels like Vega to Baltimore for me. Like, yeah, this guy's ready to rock and roll. Stepped right in. Nothing crazy. Get your job done. 16. Move on. I got Vega to Baltimore for this beer. Because what it does. It says what it is, and it does what it does.
Yeah, part of me just wants to crack a joke and be like, hey, the Giants, it's an edge rusher? It's just, okay.
We'll just add another one.
Right,
yeah,
let's take another. We'll just take another one.
The Giants would have like a 4-pack of flavored whatevers.
We'll just take another edge rusher.
Ridiculous.
It's cool.
All right. Detroit Lions, you, sir.
Call this one.
Yeah, go ahead and take this.
Oh, dude, he's absolutely perfect. Mm-hmm. You had that glaring hole at right tackle, and that's exactly what he's a plug and play.
Yep.
He's the grit guy,
right?
Which is just tattooed on the whole state of Michigan now.
One practice in 4 years. Of Clemson
he just all he does is play. I mean. The fact that he played like in the bowl game or whatever the hell it was, when there's just everything, he's strong. He's big. He's exactly. That's why I said like I did super buy into the hype about Proctor,
right?
But meanwhile, I always said it just feels like Blake Miller is really the guy. If it felt like in my brain. What everyone was saying, why Detroit liked Proctor, I'm like, that sounds more like Miller. outside of like the trick plays.
The gadgety stuff, yeah.
Yeah, the gadget shit.
Maybe Miller can do that. They just haven't asked him to do it yet.
Sure. Well, Proctor can't do it. Dan Skipper couldn't do it. I mean, yeah, they did it.
Couldn't even check in right.
Time to time. Yeah, come on.
I will say this.
The real battle is, though, for me, real quick, and then I'll hand it right over to you.
No, go for it.
The real battle for me is, and I failed to do this live in the show, or not the show, in the draft.
Right.
I always say who I would take before the Lions take them, and this was
there anybody?
Well, it was easily him or Thieneman.
Sure, yeah.
And I want to talk about him.
Right. Yeah, we'll talk
but
him in a
the
little
problem is Thieneman's infinitely higher on my board. But the problem is it still probably had to be Miller just because you had to.
bit. Right. They put them, like
You
you said.
literally had to. So now I was so basically what I'm getting at is, for me personally as a Lions fan, I have on my board, I know I'm way higher than the rest of the world, but I had my number 2 overall player here, and I think I would have taken Miller over him as well.
Right, because again, where
You
you're lining
had to.
up. Yeah.
You
where
just
you're lining
had to.
things up. Larry Borum, bless his heart, was not ready to start
No.
long term.
Absolutely
Now,
not.
the good news for Detroit is I feel like Borum is a great swing tackle. A guy you can bring in as a 6th guy and
Yeah.
have him fill in here and there. So,
Yeah.
so
Maybe-
this
can he
shores
catch?
up. Yeah. This shores up
Can
a
he
spot
catch?
for Detroit. I mean, we'll find out. I'm sure. I guarantee you they're going to mess around with that
boy.
in practice. Now,
But you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense though?
no, yeah,
Like-
100%.
Like, despite my number 2 guy
Right.
being there,
Look, again, just because he's number 1 in your heart doesn't mean he's number
like
1 in your board.
have to think, like, before I made the pick, I'd have been like, dude, I want to take Thieneman. Let's call Decker. Decker, dude.
Can you come back for a
Can
season?
you come
No,
back?
right?
And then if he said no, I'd been like, all right, Miller. But if Decker said yes, like, Thieneman, put it up.
Right, let's go. Yeah. Now, the interesting thing is, I think about 7,000 mock drafts had Dylan Thieneman going next at 18 to
Yeah.
Minnesota, and then Minnesota might have pulled the biggest surprise we had between you and me
You
of where we
think?
had our boards.
Caleb? Well, biggest surprise so far.
So far, yeah, at 18. By up to 18.
Because, I mean, Tate was a little bit of surprise. Phew.
Yeah, but even then.
And you can't. Some people would say Ty Simpson, but I mean,
But even then,
wasn't
again,
surprised.
quarterback we knew
I-
was going to go high. Tate was going to go top 10 anyways.
Caleb Banks.
We weren't even sure he was going to go in the first round because of the foot issues.
Yeah.
Minnesota was like, you know what? We're fine. We're fine with that. We don't care that this guy's had foot
I tell
problems.
you what.
We play on field turf. It's fine.
This is one of those players where there's no happy medium.
It's
It's
one
either
or the
just
other.
not going to work or they're going to
Yep.
nail this sucker.
Well, and again, when you look at Minnesota, when you look at their depth chart and where they were at as a team, it was clear that D-line was one of the spots that they needed help in.
Well, I was going to say the worst pick so far, but I guess technically, according to my board, Reuben Bain was. Sorry. Caleb.
Well, sure, right. But again, Caleb Banks could be great.
I agree.
But I don't think he will be, and we've talked about this. He needs to go. Now, I will say this too. We've talked about this. He needs to go to a system that has the infrastructure for him to grow. Minnesota's not a bad spot. If Flores stays there for a few more seasons, which he may or may not, because he's such a weird case anyways with the stuff he had against the NFL, he may or may not get another shot at being a head coach because of all of the shenanigans. So if he stays as their D coordinator, it's a good spot for Caleb Banks as long as Flores is there, in my opinion. Because you know
I'm a
who's gonna
huge
come there.
Flores fan, too.
So that's, of the spots he could end up, it's one of the better places. But you're
Dude.
still hoping he's going to be healthy.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to skip ahead, but this next 2 picks was probably, honestly, the craziest moment of the draft for
It was
me.
interesting. Yeah.
No,
'cause-
it was wild because Carolina's on the clock. We saw that Philly traded up,
Right.
And I was like, "Oh man, Philly they are gonna go get Monroe Freeling."
Right.
Well, I was like, "Who's Carolina taking?" But and I thought that for certain. So I guess we're doing 2 picks at once. I thought that with certainty because there's no way Philly trades up
Sure.
for Freeling, not knowing or trades up. Period, not
Right.
knowing who Carolina is going to take.
Right, exactly.
And if Carolina was going to
I mean, words.
take
It's almost 1 a.m. Fair.
Freeling, then Philly doesn't trade up.
Maybe.
So to me, it was 100% slam dunk.
Wait.
Philly's getting Freeling.
It gets better, though. Because Carolina got Freeling, right?
Yeah.
I'm going off our lads. This is not Carolina. This is what our lads is guessing. I'm guessing Carolina's going to do. Right now, they have Monroe Freeling as a backup because they still have Rasheed Walker as the left tackle. I cannot see a world
No,
where
that's-
Rasheed Walker and Taylor Moton are the starting tackles.
They're
for them.
going to be.
Do you really think Monroe Freeling's going to sit all of this season?
Not all of it, but he's just started out as a backup, yeah.
Okay, well,
He doesn't have all the, think about the Blake Miller, comparison. He hasn't started anywhere near the 54 games.
No,
Blake Miller
I'm
has.
not doubting that.
So
I'm not disagreeing with that.
he's got to, learn a little bit.
But you've got Rasheed Walker, who
Mm-hmm.
has gotten steadily worse, more or less.
Totally agree.
Never been a good run blocking.
Never
guy.
liked him, period.
Right.
So it didn't matter.
And now he's going to jump in.
But I just don't think Freeling's ready yet. So he will come in,
fair.
but he's not going to start.
But
right
no,
away.
but our lads has him as the backup right tackle right now.
Sure, whatever.
Mostly because they have Icky as the backup left tackle, and we know he's out.
Yeah,
the
it's
injury.
basically
Not
like
his
whoever
backup.
your third best tackle is going to be at right because lefts they're just going to assume he's going to stay healthy and be a rock star.
Yeah, so we
But
had
now-
Vega
but now
going there.
Philly.
We've had all kinds of things going there. We didn't have Monroe Philly going there. Philly though moves up again
What?
from 23 to 20.
Yeah, and it blew. So this is why it's crazy because it blew my mind.
Right.
As soon as I saw Freeling go, I went, "What the heck?" I was like, "No, why would they? Like, what is?"
Did part
Philly's
of you think?
pissed.
Did part of you
Philly's-
think Philly's like, crap? Get on the phone and see if we can trade back
Yeah,
again.
trade back, like take backsies, man.
Right? Hey,
But-
Dallas, you want to jump back
But
to
then
20?
they announced the pick kind of quick, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
unless I was just distracted with everything else we're getting into. But it was like, you know what? They took Mekhi Lemon.
Sure.
It does make sense because Brown's gone. I mean, I keep
Well, you've mentioned
forgetting
that,
to like factor that in. The
Right.
only reason it doesn't make sense is you've got a field stretcher, but a smaller, thinner wide receiver in Smith,
Right.
and now you got your
smaller
gadget guy.
Are they trying to be the Giants?
Maybe.
Everybody near 6
But
foot?
man, they really need like that.
It's almost like they think, well, and again, it comes back to, do they think Dontavian Wicks can jump into that role?
And I already forgot. Let's go back.
He's not that guy. So Philly, yes, Lemon will help them out, but it's not a 1-for-1 replacement. So you're gonna have to reconfigure your offense a bit. Now, maybe that's what they're trying to do, anyways. What do you want to go back to?
Let's go back. I
Okay.
think we got to go all the way back
no.
to 13. So 13 Jets fans, and I
Oh,
might have
right.
missed some. So happy? I think so.
Yeah.
Detroit
16,
fans? Yeah,
16,
we're happy.
Right. Detroit fans are happy. Yep.
Vikings? I don't know.
Terrified?
Dude. I don't know, dude. I
Terrified.
don't think they are. I don't think they
I don't
are.
think they're happy. Right. Yeah.
Monroe Freeling to the Panthers? I think they're okay.
I think they're okay with it because it shores up their line. It gives them more confidence. If they may be happy, but they're at least content.
Philly fans, I think, are happy.
Yeah, because they at least have an option for them.
But
in the
are they
passing
not?
game.
Do you factor in they're not happy? Like, yep, AJ's gone.
Well, but again, all this comes down
So
to
did
as
your
well,
team get better? I don't think it did.
a lot of
Long-term
that,
future potential, maybe.
but a lot of that comes down to what are they going to get for AJ too?
Yeah.
Right, because that compensation piece, which obviously isn't going to be for this draft, it's going to be for next year
Yeah.
and on. If they get a couple of good picks, and I'm not going to speculate what those picks are going to be necessarily, they get a couple good picks for AJ Brown, you're probably feeling okay about it.
Yep.
But you've also got to replace that position, and Mekhi Lemon doesn't replace that. So either you're shifting what your offense does, or you're hoping that Tavian Wicks can be that guy, and he's just not. So that makes things interesting. All right, 21, Pittsburgh, the hometown team.
Man, this was one of the confusing.
What are they
This
doing?
is a head scratcher here.
Walk me through Pittsburgh's thought process in your mind.
Man, I don't know because I had cornerback and safety, and quarterback's the biggest need by
Obviously,
far, but that wasn't happening here, especially with Ty gone. Mm-hmm. But I had cornerback and safety is the biggest need,
And there were guys there.
maybe even a wide receiver. Yeah,
was-
there
your
were
boy
guys
was
there
there.
too. Yeah, but dude. The crazy thing is like, are they giving up on Brojo to take a guy that hasn't played a lot of football?
That's my point. It's like,
or is this just a developmental thing and
maybe they
down
think,
the road?
Because let's be honest, their guard situation isn't great. So
No,
maybe they're thinking Max can start.
I have interior O line. Let me see. Let me go to
Maybe they think Max can start at guard.
a quarterback, safety, cornerback, running back, interior O line, offensive tackle was
Right.
their sixth biggest need.
That's my point.
Out of 11.
The
So
only
if Troy Fautanu, I don't know if I forgot to say his name.
No, you got it.
If he kicks inside, right? Maybe
Maybe?
either him or McCormick can go over to left guard, one of the two, and then you can put Max at right eventually or something. Then okay.
But you're believing a guy who hasn't played a ton of football is
'Cause
going to step in
I
and be
can't-
ready to go.
I can't believe they're giving up on Rojo.
Well, we
Or
like
maybe
Rojo more than they do.
it's Max learns and Max plays left, Rojo goes right, and then Troy kicks
Which-
inside. Either way,
Yeah, and maybe
somebody's
that's-
kicking inside here, right?
Well, they have to because you've put too much
Because they're not giving
into.
up. Yeah, there's too many. Brojo and Fautanu they're too high. There's too much draft capital.
Well, when you look at Jones, right, who's a guy that we liked better than I think even Pittsburgh has had him for 3 seasons now. He has played left tackle a bit, or right tackle for 2 seasons, left tackle for 1. He's never been above average on a grade, right? And so maybe they are. Maybe they're saying this is the year that we make our choice of are we going to keep moving forward with him or not.
Final question. Steelers happy? Fans?
It's good to have options, but I think they wanted something else.
I think so too.
That's just, again, I'm not a Steelers fan, so I can't help you there, but
think so,
it feels like they may have wanted something else. Chargers.
Not happy.
Brad was not happy.
Brad was even kind of defending. So this is
He
how I
tried to
know
talk
that
himself
he was
into it.
feeding me a bunch of poop.
Baloney.
Because he's like, you have him too low. He's pretty good. And then the Chargers drafted him, and he went,
Look, you know what? You know why I love this pick?
and then he turned around and goes, well, they're just trying to win a Super Bowl this year. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Do you know why I love this pick?
Everyone's trying to win a damn Super Bowl.
But do you know why I
the
love
point.
this pick?
Because we got to see that.
Because the Twins are on the team. Khalil Mack and Akeem Mesidor are on the same team.
Oh, God.
And you
They're in
basically been saying they're the same age,
yeah,
right?
Same age, man.
No, they're not, but still. Like, Mesidor is an older player. He is a guy who can step in and help you right away, and the funny part is he's not going to step in and help you right away. He's going to be a rotational piece. He's not going to start right away. He's not going to start in front of Mack or Thule.
No.
Right? So he's going to be a rotational piece, which is great because you can never have too many guys to rotate.
Ask the
But-
Giants about it.
Exactly. But
Next year, I'm mocking an edge rusher for the Giants. I don't care. I'm going to do
Right,
it every
sure,
time
just keep
until
doing it.
I'm going to
Exactly.
do it every time until
Right.
they don't.
And so Mesidor is, and again, I think that is obviously the plan. Khalil Mack, at 35, Mesidor at 26.
But
You're
not
gonna move
happy.
on.
Not happy.
I don't think they're stoked about it. Certainly.
Nope.
All right.
Lawrence,
Next up,
Cowboys. Mm-hmm. Dude, I think he recorded my reaction. I think
That
I
was so
laughed
good.
a little bit. It might have been a little harsh. I like Lawrence. I was, dude.
You didn't like
I
him
think
there.
I was one of the first, people are like, dude, this guy is very intriguing. And then I went to bed, and then I woke up, and they're like, he's a first round pick. And I'm like, whoa, what?
You were
I felt like
intrigued
I
about
missed
him.
a month of
You were intrigued.
life, and I'm
Right.
like, what did it? Whoa! When did he become a first round pick? And then I still didn't fully buy into it. I was
Right.
wrong.
No, and again,
First round pick, Dan.
because we were putting him when
He's a
we
first round pick,
when we mocked him in the first, it was in the back half of the 20s, not the front
and
half
it
of the
felt
20s.
stupid the whole time.
I guess, yeah. But then you look at, and we've had, because we did have edge rusher obviously as a need
I do.
for the Cowboys because again they didn't have much when they got rid of Parsons, and they have Rashawn Gary, and now they've got Malachi Lawrence to go along with Izaraku, and obviously we like Izaraku, but now you have two. If you figure Rashawn Gary isn't your long-term guy necessarily, Rashawn Gary's a little bit thicker than the other boys, but you have two trimmer guys, so to speak, with Izaraku and Lawrence. Now,
We'll
mind you,
see,
in a
though.
3-4.
I like Lawrence. I just
Look, there's a lot of potential
really didn't
there.
think he could go on the first.
No, I didn't think that either. But again, obviously Dallas really liked him. They like the speed that he's got. I think Dallas is going to talk. Fans of Dallas will talk themselves into being happy about this, but you shouldn't be.
And I really didn't think the next pick. I didn't think KC Concepcion would go in the first. And if he did,
People were mocking
I
him there.
really didn't think it, but I thought there's a small chance because of the buzz.
Sure.
Never thought he would go above Cooper and or Boston.
Well, right. And those two players, because Concepcion felt like he was the fifth wide receiver, like at best. The
Not
fifth
on
wide
our
receiver.
boards.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. But even in the NFL's, the talking heads boards, right?
Yep.
Not the players. So now you have Concepcion basically as your slot guy.
I think the Brown fans are happy, though, because people like this guy.
Well, and again, if he can hang on to the football and he can be your return guy now.
You don't need to catch for your wide receiver.
Well, right. So I think he's going to slot in as their return guy. Like, I know they have Malachi Corley to potentially do that.
Their wide receiver room's rough, dude. He's starting.
So, well, no, he's their starter, but I think he's going to do returning and he's going to be their slot guy because you've got Corley behind him. But when you look at their wide receiver room, it's Judy, Tillman, Concepcion, Corley,
Tillman
and a
for
whole bunch of
4
question
minutes.
marks. Yeah, but again, Jamari Thrash sounded like fun when he came out, but not really. Isaiah Bond, still haven't seen much out of him. Tylan Wallace didn't do a whole lot in his career so far, and then the rest of them are whoever. So it wouldn't surprise me, even though they have 10 wide receivers, it wouldn't surprise me for them to grab another one at some point in this draft. Cleveland still hasn't figured that out, even with the picks that they've
I think
made.
they're happy. We're skipping this next one.
Well, I want real quick, though. I want to finish off for Cleveland. They do have Fano starting at left tackle right now, according to our lads.
Yeah, it's
No. We're not skipping the next one.
We're skipping the next one.
The Chicago Bears took your second player on the board at 25.
Here's the thing, everybody. I don't know what I'm talking about.
What does Skyler think of this?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Our Chicago buddy.
I never should have put Thieneman as the number 2 player on the board. He's not even a first-round pick. Third-round pick at best.
means the Bears, you know.
I just bought into the athleticism I saw at the combine. That was it. Never liked the guy.
So needless to say, absolutely stoked. So those of you who check out on X my reaction, I was ecstatic. About 70% because we both like him as a player, you even more than me, and 30% because it was going to mess with you. The Bears needed a safety, right? When you look at the guys they lost and who they brought in and where they were at. So Dylan Thieneman just slots in day one.
They needed a safety, but they drafted a bum.
Well, keep trying to talk yourself into that.
Drafted a bum.
I mean, admittedly, I've been drafting. I put Zion Young there a couple times because they still need help at the edge. But this just opens up day 2 when the Bears are going to take Gabe Akis and screw your whole day up.
I hope they do, because I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's going to be so good.
All these guys suck.
All right. So, yeah, obviously Dylan Thieneman, great pick for the Bears at 25. 26, this is where
I'll
it gets
say this,
funky.
just to keep the show fair. It was the best pick of the entire first round.
As it should have been. The next 6 picks all got trades.
I hope I'm an idiot.
I hope you're not. But again, the next 6 picks all got traded in various levels of whatever.
Wild.
Buffalo was at 26. They trade with Houston.
Don't even try to explain this. Nobody's going to follow this.
I'm not going to try to give you picks. But Buffalo traded with Houston back to 28. So Keelan Rutledge, the pick at 26.
Which we heard his name floated around.
Right.
Oh, Bears fans are stoked. So.
Yeah. Bears fans are definitely stoked.
Houston, though, like we heard that he could
They
go.
need help on the O-line. We've talked about that.
I love that they're actually
ad
doing
nauseam.
something with it, though.
Right.
And they got a nasty dude.
Look, and again, we talked about this. I literally
kinda
the clips
like it.
we had. Look,
It was you could call it I had him 27 spots lower. So you could call it a reach.
But our lads has him starting at center right now. I don't think he's ever taken a snap at center.
I think he has either.
Right, but at any rate, he's still going to be on their
Our
O-line.
lads has had a long day too. Calm
Fair.
down with it.
He's going to be on their O-line. He's going
I think
to help
Houston's
them out.
happy though,
I think they are happy.
because the only needs they have is O line and D line.
Right, those are the 2 biggest needs for them. And
D line, like it's not like
and
we
again,
pounding the table for there.
No, well, right. We talked about Cade McDonald.
Actually, I
potentially.
had Rutledge above Woods, who we're going to talk about at the end.
Sure. But again, they need to put the right infrastructure around C.J. Stroud to make sure that they want to put the money into him that they want to do. And again, C.J. Stroud has pointed out to us that I don't care how good of a quarterback you are, if you don't have a line to block for you, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to play ball. So Keelan Rutledge definitely helps him out. Now, at 27 was the Niners, but it's not. It's the Fish. They move up 3 spots.
Here's what I'll say about the Fish. I think the fans are probably happy because they have the worst DB room
Good
in the
Lord.
entire league.
Still opening for Storm Duck to
It's
start.
an awesome pick. I love Chris Johnson. He was my CB2. Because we don't have the website to show you the final rankings. I moved McCoy down as well pre-draft just because I was worried. Like apparently everybody should have been.
Right.
Because I'm sorry, I did it when we did our mock. The agility freaks me out. I'm freaked out. I think he hasn't been drafted yet. Let me see. Did I keep him at? Where did I keep him?
Okay.
I did keep him at my 3rd corner.
Right. Yeah.
So I
think had him at
I
third
just
as well.
moved Chris Johnson above him.
Right. Okay.
That's what I did.
Fair.
But anyways, it's a good pick. It just personally it's not how I would have. This team's in complete rebuild. I'm not starting with an offensive lineman then corner. Like I would have stayed in the trenches. I would have gone offensive lineman and an edge or defensive lineman.
And again, they grabbed.
But
Proctor
I like
earlier.
Chris Johnson a lot.
Yeah, same. They grabbed Proctor earlier. There's definitely a world where they could have taken more trench. I think Johnson's a good pick. I have to think that they believed because, again, at this point, when when Miami made the trade up from 30 to 27, Buffalo is still sitting at 28, so I'm guessing they must have thought in their heads Buffalo's going to grab Chris Johnson if we don't. Which, yeah, because Buffalo, again, needed a corner. And so my guess is that was their mindset, and so that's why they went up and got him at 27. Because at 28...
But also Buffalo didn't want to draft anybody.
No, Buffalo at 28 traded with the Patriots.
Yeah.
So the Pats come up from 31 to 28.
Patriots
Great
fans,
pick.
they got to be stoked. I'm stoked.
Oh, let's see what our lads has to say about what the Patriots did.
I'm stoked for this. You'll see the clip. I think he recorded it and put it on something. I don't know.
It's on the
I didn't
things.
even know it was recording me for half the day.
He's a backup on our lads right now.
Which may be, and that could be fine. And I was halfway being facetious when I'm saying, Will Campbell, you're kicking inside. He's not.
No.
But
He's got at least one more year.
He could, if he struggles a little bit this year or something. Yeah, he could. Mm-hmm. Don't rule it out. But Lomu, put it this way.
They have
Lomu and Campbell are both going to start at some point.
Sure.
Where? Don't know.
Right.
But they're going to.
Look, the Patriots have options now, and the one thing that you saw in the Super Bowl was they needed to help their offensive line, and they did. With Elijah Barrett-Tucker and Lobu.
They got to be stoked.
Yeah. I think Patriots fans have to look at this team and be like, yes, we got better today, and they've got to be pleased
where
with
it
that.
matters, too.
Right. Kansas City, they took the lane earlier, so they probably weren't taking another corner. But there's a lot of different things they could have done here.
Pick caught me off guard a little bit, but I kind of sort of like it.
Yeah, it did, only in the sense that there were probably some other guys I would have taken ahead of
guaranteed.
Woods. Woods is a guy that I had on the fringe of the first round anyways, so I'm not...
I had him at 61.
Well, because you're rude.
But I actually kind of like this pick.
So
it tells me I was a little low, but not too low.
Well, and again, right now Chris Tonga is the other tackle next to Chris Jones, but there's a decent chance that Peter Woods works his way into that as well. And again, this is a team that
you're going to rotate D lineman either way, so he's going to play.
Yeah, he's definitely going to play. I would have prioritized more of an edge than an interior, but Peter Woods helps you out on your defense.
There was a point in time where he's a top 5 pick.
Well, and again,
the Chiefs get him at 29.
Right, and think Chiefs fans can sit back and say, "Oh, well, you didn't give me any help on offense." No, but your defense got better, and that's remind everybody. Yes, weapons help.
I don't know that they needed a ton of
What's my point?
offense.
Yes, weapons are going to help Pat Mahomes. Yes, blocking is going to help Pat Mahomes. You know what else is going to help Pat Mahomes?
Winning games and
pass
not
rush.
having to score.
Exactly. A pass rush that's going to get after the quarterback and make life interesting. And Peter Woods helps him with that.
I think the Chiefs fans are actually okay with this.
They're okay with that, yeah.
Jets, stoked, as I've already said.
Well, again, the Jets...
They cleaned up on round
tell you
one,
what,
dude.
man. This is the second time in, 4
Bailey
years?
Sadiq Cooper.
Second time in 4 years.
The most quarterback-ready team I've ever seen.
Right.
As far as, like, a young, like, you built it, like... Mm-hmm. Good old line, you've put capital in. Good weapons.
Sure. Wow. So here's what happened though for the Jets. Now the Niners were at 30, right? So the Dolphins traded 27 with 30.
The trade guy. I can't even follow.
The Dolphins traded 27 for 30. The Niners got a 2026 second rounder, so they basically got 33 for 30, and they gave up a fifth rounder to do it. So the Jets went up 3 places for a fifth. The Niners probably going to get whoever they wanted at 33 at 30 anyway, or 30 at 33 anyways, and they grabbed another fifth-round pick. So it's good for both sides. The Jets grab a third first-round pick for the second time again in 5 years. And, weapons everywhere. The offensive line you already talked about was in good shape.
Yeah.
Now you've added 2 pass catchers and a pass rusher. This team is ready to go, which is both good and bad for Aaron Glenn.
Last 2 picks. He just goes off the rails.
Man.
I'm going to do them both at once, and then you can say what you want. These were the 2 worst picks.
I want to point out, though, Buffalo, trade back again.
Yep.
For the third time.
Man.
Grabbing them picks.
It's just, come on. Anybody who's listened to us the whole year, I had Falk 70 spots lower than this, and that's exact. I had Keldrick Falk at 101.
Right, and I had him in the 70s.
I had Jadarian Price at 99. So this is a relative value of negative 70 and negative 67, respectively, on my board.
It's not good
Those
for
are
either
the
of them.
2 worst picks.
And I also want to point out...
I honestly think Titans fans, not happy.
Sure.
Seahawks fans, happy.
Well, because again, Seahawks fans know they needed another corner or another running back.
And I think I said this on a video you were recording me. I tried to do Jadarian Price, and you talked me out of it.
You did, because I did not think there's any world he went in the first round.
So that would have been
Oops.
like, I don't know how many I would have gotten right in the first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I would have had that, 7. Dude, I would have had a hell of a mock.
Well, one thing I will tell you is... Yeah, well, again, Price, I get it. Falk, let's not forget, the Texans traded back into the first round to get Falk. And again, not that they gave up a ton, but they gave up picks to go up and get Falk. Mm-hmm. I wonder, did they think that Seattle would have taken him? Did they think that somehow between 35 and 31, someone was taking Keldrick Falk? They must have.
Had to.
Right?
Had to.
So, I don't know. Curious. All right, let us wrap up this pick. And again, for those of you who are wondering where our faces went away, that's what happens. I'm still dealing with batteries and cameras. Don't worry about it. Wrap up this day with your favorite picks. Not even favorite picks. Your best available going into day 2.
Best available. Well, I love Jacob Rodriguez, so he's my best available. I don't care. And same thing with Gabe Akis. So he'd be him. Jacob Rodriguez, Gabe Akis, Denzel Boston, another I don't care guy, Skylar Bell, Jeremy Bernard, Zion Young, Dennis Sutton, TJ Parker, Derek Moore, Jeremiah McCoy, Anthony L. Jr., Jay Galladay. I'm just going to rip off the rest. I'm going to go Sweet 16. AJ Halsey, D'Angelo Pons, another I don't care guy, Bo Stevens, CJ Allen. I'll even go 17, Jennings Dunker. I mean, yeah. There's a lot of good players.
Day 2 is your favorite day of the draft generally.
Yeah.
And again, I know it's moved a bit with NIL stuff like that, but there is a lot of talent on day 2, and it's going to be interesting to see how teams move around. How you want to finish up today? Anything else you want to mention?
I hate the Bears.
I am stoked about Dylan Thieneman being a Chicago Bear for at least the next 4 seasons. 5 seasons if they do it right. Let's go. I have no idea.
Good thing I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Rawr. Let's go. We'll be back with you tomorrow after day 2 or maybe on Saturday. We'll see what happens with Draft.